How's it? Today is Tuesday, June 18th. Remembering is the theme for the week. Today I had a big oofy doofy. I ooped, made a mistake, did a lot of things wrong when I was working up for my back squats. Tuesdays are historically my back squat day. I do overhead presses on them as well. You see here that I'm supposed to work up to 150. I did not go into today thinking I was doing 150. I thought I was doing 155. So I warmed up with the intention to squat 155 for 5 sets of 5. And that was a mistake. That was just not good. Oofy doofy, you know? Um, so I was going into it with the intention to do 155, and I don't know. I don't know why. For whatever reason, I was like, yeah, I did 150 last week. That's not true. I did 145 last week. And Brian right there in the back, he's the guy who freaking saved my whole training session today. Because when I loaded up 155, I did it for, you'll see, I did a very, very, very poor set at 155. And then he looked at me and he was like, wait, didn't you do like 140 last week? And then I was like, no, I did 150 last week. And we were both wrong. I did 145 last week, which meant that today is supposed to be 150 as I wrote in my notes. I write these in the notes like days in advance. So in my head, I'm like mentally preparing for all of those things on the way. This is my last warm-up set at 140. And it doesn't feel super great. But here's my set at 155. And it's basically a set of 2. And I at this point, I'm still in my head like, oh, I gotta do 3 more. And I was like, nah, there's no shot. So then I go back and I look at my videos. I was like, dude, I did 145 last week. So today is supposed to be 150. And then I load 150 and I do all 5 fives. It gets really hard towards the end, but I do them all, and that is crazy to me. I basically did 2 extra reps at a heavier weight than I was supposed to do today. Originally, I was like, okay, if I do this set of 2, like after I had done it, I was like, okay, if I do 150 and I make sure that I am able to do a set of 5, then I can do 3 sets of 5, and that will be what I do today. I'll call it a day. But I'm stubborn, and I really wanted to stick to the rep scheme correctly, and I did. You'll see. I think the third set is the hardest set. It's like I don't know how I was kind of being able to squat with this kind of tempo. I would say. So on the first set that I do 150, I try to do them as many as I can do unbroken. And then what I realized on this third set, I do the same thing, but I realized that the third rep or even some of the second reps, they were very, very, very sloppy. So I'm like, okay, right, this is the hardest rep right here. Woo, woohoo. I realized, okay, like if I just take them one at a time, the set might be a little bit longer time wise, but the quality of the reps is going to be a lot better. So you see, I've already regrouped, and these 2 reps are a lot better than what I was doing on the other sets, even though it's already my 4th set. So with that sort of perspective in my head, I'm like, okay, maybe I can do all of them. So I was able to do it, and I'm very, very, very happy that I was able to. The quality of my reps when I am able to break them up and really reset at the top is so much better. I'm able to do that thing I talked about last week where I'm trying to extend at my knee but also extend at my hip. And it doesn't look like much is changing, but the way that I am moving through the range of motion and the way I'm thinking about the lift is so much more different than what it was in the past. And I'm really, really proud of how far that's. It's only been 2 weeks, but I'm really proud of how far it's gotten me so far. After that, I do my overhead press. If you recall last week, I don't really show all the videos, but I just showed the one set at 69. I did 5 5s at 69, and that was impossible. I mean, that was like RPE 10 for sure. On like every single of the fifth reps, save for the first one. Maybe like the second set to the fifth set, it was just absolutely atrocious. So I was like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to do 72 for a single set of 5 today. And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go down to my top set, which is gonna be 72 for a set of 3, and then do a few down sets. I asked Keith what he thought I should do for my down sets, and then he was like, yeah, just go 10 kilos down and then do a set of 5. Like, that's probably the move. And then lo and behold, he was right. So that was super helpful. But yeah, I feel like I've accomplished a lot today. Here's my set at 72. My elbow is like screaming at me through all of this. My elbow doesn't feel good when I back squat because basically whenever I gap the joint on the elbow, it just kind of radiates pain. It's not a sharp pain, but it's like a slow burn of radiating pain. And when my arm is in that bent position, it's basically gapping the joint because I'm pulling down with my elbows, and then the bar itself is kind of creating some force through the elbow in the back squat. And then that amount of weight on my back for as long as it is like, it's kind of a lot. So my elbow is kind of hurting. Maybe I do need to even think about rolling out my forearms because I think that is contributing a ton to the tension in my elbow. Maybe I'll do that in the coming days. But yeah, today was solid all around. Finished off with my split squats, some a set of GHD hamstring curls, and then a set of back extensions. Just because like the weight today was killing me, so I didn't want to make it harder for myself. And at the end of the workout, just to get through all of these things. At the end of the day, I don't think that this is going to, me missing out on a couple of these sets today isn't going to affect me super bad in the future. It will if I continuously do these on stuff like that. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Shoots.